Wait, there's no like intro in the in your channel, like a little intro music, little dance or
No, no little, just straight in, just
just straight
balls to
in.
the wall. Yeah, balls to the wall, bro.
Yeah. That's like no wait, next time we gotta like cue some like music, it's like drum roll, it's like welcome to another right Savage Talks, today we have Dame himself and me, the artist, the guest taking over the channel.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so wait, which part do you want me to start? Like how I become an artist or how I got into the NFT space and as an artist, Like
Yeah, probably the artist part. I think that's like always a great story.
yeah, yeah. I mean like I done like a few interview before on the different platform and then like the stories like usually like kind of funny, just like my parents like well basically my mom thinks like I she need to find something for me to focus on to do because otherwise I have a lot of like energy when I was a kid. So like art and then like all these like different talents in class and stuff, it's like well where she had me to go try, but also being like Asian family, right? I don't know if you experience any of that, but me growing up just like got sent into like all different like talented class trying to see like what fits the best, right? But throughout my whole journey of just like just always like to read like comic, watch anime, like a lot of like Miyazaki films and then like movies and all this like storytelling, just something like more interesting to me, instead of like sitting down in the class like doing homework and learning like all this stuff, So from there, like around like high school and college, that's where I like go like kind of want to go like direction exploring. My dad and my brother are both doing like business, so like uh originally growing up, I was like, yeah, like I just want to be like you, dad, when I grow up, But like at one point, I was like, yeah, that's not really what I want to do, But luckily, my parents was like very supportive. My family was like really nice to me. And then so in college, I picked like the art major, and from there just like watching all the like the Pixar movies and like DreamWorks and all that, I was just like wow, like I want to be like an animator, I want to do all this cool thing, tell like lovely stories to like inspire other kids, because like that's how I like was like inspired, by those artwork growing up. So I was like I want to do that, so I picked like a grad school, moved to San Francisco, studied for like 2 years, realized that I'm really not good at it. But throughout like the journey in those 2 years, I learned about like how to like film studies and then like photography, Photoshop, a little bit like 3D stuff here and there. And from that, I just like, just started like doing like surreal artwork because that's something I'm always like into. And throughout like a lot of different journeys and experience, like the rise of like Instagram community, yada yada, like all that just kind of mix out. And then I just started like doing like graphic design work for like my friends. And like fast forward to like after pandemic and then NFT happened, and that's how I got here.
Nice, nice. What was like actually getting onto like Nifty Gateway, and I guess like at what point did you decide that you were, a professional, or like what was like that kind of like turning point? Because I'm sure, at least from like my experience talking with artists, there's like kind of like a tipping point of like, okay, this is real or this is possible.
Yeah, for me, it's just more like having like around I would say like around like December, right? That's like beginning of the year. I was just like, oh, I'm desperate. Like there's no like event photography or like jobs going on, like it's like we can't really go out and shoot. So wasn't a lot of client work, right? And then like when I saw people post about like the story, just like, hey, NFT is gonna change the digital artist's life, I was like, I don't know what NFT is, but I'm gonna give it a shot, right? So from there, like I applied for Nifty Gateway and then like wasn't sure if I was gonna got in because like like at the beginning of the space around that era, it's all about like 3D work, right? Like everything had to be like 3D rendered, animated, like everything had to be moving. So I was really like scared and like kind of like panicking about it, like, oh, I actually got in, but like what if no one like my works, like, it's like what if no one want to buy it, But luckily like the March break happened, I got in there. There was like this community was like strong and great and like a lot of like support, So from there, like that just like become like so surreal to me. Like literally they were saying like how NFT could change your life, right? And there's like then not joking about it. Like when the right time, the right moment, the right place, like it will literally change like the whole experience. And but like for me, it's just like even still till this day, because I always like want to set like a higher goal for myself. So I want to like not compare myself to like all the artists, right? But for me, I always feel like I could be better and do better and learn something more stuff out there. There's always so much to learn, in life and in art. So like I still like sometimes think about like, oh, like did I make it? Like did I make it yet? Like am I actual artist? Am I allowed to say? But like I'm getting more comfortable and confident to say that right now. Just saying, like not because like how much stuff I sell, but it's just more become like the experience I'm gaining, and then I can see like I'm growing and learning all the time, and just like yeah, like I'm proud to say like I'm a digital artist, but I don't know if I make it yet, but hopefully.
Mhm. Nice, nice. Russian Nun said, "Hey Ted," and Uwabami said, "Ted goes hard." So they hopped in the chat. Yeah, I mean, I think like the best way, because everybody's gonna have like a little bit of a different path, but like what you're saying is like just kind of like constant improvement and comparing yourself to your past successes and work and stuff like that. And I kind of, to that extent, like I know that some artists like have had problems with like having dropped in like February and then March and then like subsequently dropped in say like May or June, like before this like second run, where they're like,
Yeah.
well, why isn't this selling? Or like, why am I not getting as much money? And like a lot of like ego hits. Did you also have anything with that or?
Yeah, so I would say like I talk with like some other artists too, some like are super successful in the space, some are still like struggling finding collectors, just like talk about like the mindset and like the experience, So like even for me, right? Like it does you do get discouraged when you release something and then you don't see like collectors collecting, right, or buying, right? But it's not because your artwork is not good enough. It's just sometimes like the collector that who follow you doesn't have enough of like fund to support, or like there's something like you didn't like get to like do the marketing well enough to like reach out to more new audience to become your fans, right? There's a lot of like different reasons to it, but also one thing I started to realize lately is that even for like Picasso, Dali, or like all this like some of my favorite artists, like they're like so well known, right? But not all their paintings sell for like $5 million, right? Some of it still you can get it for like $1,000 or like maybe $3,000, right? So not all of their work is their best work, right? So it's just like kind of make me feel the same mindset is that well, I know like not every drop is like my best work. So it does have like invisible pressure on you, right? Like you have so many people looking at you, so many expectations, like you want to do better and be better. But I feel like at the end of the day, if you know that you try your best and then you're always gonna like improve yourself, like that's like a better healthy mindset for that. And
Yeah,
especially like in this space, like everything moves so fast, like you're seeing all your friends like successful, right? You're happy for them, but at the same time, just like it could stress you out too, because you're like, oh man, like I need to sell something, I need to do something. Like I don't want people to forget about me because like there's like 50,000 projects dropping every day and like people come in like that. So it could mess out your mind like easily.
yeah. It So like there's been like a lot more discussion about like mental health and like UFC and boxing more recently, right? Like how much like mindset affects it. Like Mike Tyson was like super famous for it. And I feel like for artists like at this point, like you guys, because of the metaverse and the Twitterverse and having to drop artwork, like I feel like as artists, you guys are just kind of like always on and like it's not really. I know that the community and I feel it is very, very accepting, but like it's not discussed enough to like really just like have a psychiatrist or have a psychologist like to talk to and like like a life coach kind of thing, right? Like to keep you dedicated, motivated, and performing at your best kind of thing.
Yeah, it's really difficult sometimes, like good things is like there's always people to talk to in the space. There's actually always a lot of people who are like willing to listen to you or just like, help you out and just like talk about it like when you're like stressing out. So like I do feel like not so lonely whenever I'm on like Discord or Twitter, like whenever I was a little bit like stressed out like last week or 2 weeks ago. I was just like, oh, like we were supposed to do our podcast thing, right? But I was just like, hey, like I just don't feel like my mental health or like is at the right spot that week. So I was just like, I just really need to like take a break, which I did. I went to LA and was just like relaxing out with the dog all day. So I feel better, And then I was like, okay, now like I pick myself up. So I like ready to come back and then, just like investing into more projects or just like, do more art, right?
Yeah. So like do you, outside of like the dog and like being able to take a vacation, like do you have any other kind of like techniques to kind of get your mind right?
Yeah, I mean, it's always actually just like being able to like create art. That's what helped me escape the reality, just like focusing, sit down there, watching some animes and movies and just like do art all day and then like hang out with friends. But at the same time, like since the beginning of the pandemic, I actually been like working out and eating like better. So I lost about like 45 pounds during that, and then now I just feel like if I don't like exercise, I'll feel a little bit depressed. I just need to like get out of my head, just all right, gotta go do some workout, like stand because I'm sitting from the computer all day, right? And lately I've been also like going to a lot of like museums and art shows. I even like found like a local jazz bar that I really like, and I just go by myself, sit at the bar, and then enjoy the music and drinking. And so like there's a cool DJ coming in town tonight, so I might just go check it out. Like all my friends are busy, so I'm like, I'm just gonna go dance. It's gonna be fine.
Nice, nice. What
Yeah.
DJ?
I think it's called Medusa.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
nice.
yeah, 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 yeah. So I like the music. I was just like, I want to go check it out.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they're actually doing like a show in New York City for Halloween, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Man, that's gotta be such a fun time, like the NFT NYC.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you gonna end up playing in like the basketball thing or soccer or whatever East versus West thing happens?
I don't know how to play soccer. I can never figure out how to keep the ball straight. So I don't know if I'm like gonna be helpful. I can probably stand there and block it,
Mm,
like I'll be like someone to like help them. I'll be the cheerleader for them, right? But
mm.
I haven't played basketball for like maybe 8 years, but I think I still got it, maybe. Like I got a high, maybe lost the weight, but like I think I still got it.
Yeah.
So if they need anyone, I would like to, be at the bench and like, support them. But
Nice, nice. Yeah, I think so. Like, I'm in a similar spot where like I had like shoulder surgery. I gained probably like 20 pounds through COVID, like from like December, and basically just like sitting on the couch. And yeah, definitely I started biking because I can't really deal with like pain from like jogging and stuff like that. Just labrum, rotator cuff, and yeah, I feel leaps and bounds better after getting out like a 20, 30 mile bike ride at this point.
yeah, fun fact about me, I don't know how to ride a bike. So don't judge. I just never learned it. Just I
Mm,
was always in the city, and then like you grow a little bit older, it's like I really need to learn how to ride a bike, like not really, but then, it would be nice if one day I can like learn how to ride a bike so I can actually go cross the Golden Gate Bridge.
mm.
Last night I did, I ran like 3 miles, I almost died. It was just so hard.
NFT NYC
Yeah.
will get like the adult bike with the training wheels on.
Yes, please. I need a helmet, the elbow pad.
Yes.
I'm just like, I'm ready for this.
Yeah. I think biking is one thing. Swimming is another thing that like a lot of people don't know how to do. Definitely a key thing for people to learn just from yeah, drowning
Yeah.
doesn't seem
Okay.
like a
I'm
good
like
time.
I'm an expert at swimming. So
Uh-huh.
like I'm gonna be fine, right?
Mhm.
Like I know how to swim like all kind of style. So like I'm expert on that. But biking, just like you don't really need to know how to ride a bike to survive, right? So
Yeah. I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name correctly, but Uabami said that she doesn't know how to or they don't know how to ride a bike either.
oh really? So we can go on like a little like learn how to bike date. That would be really cool. Yeah.
So for you, like is this the main workstation that you're using? Like do you want to talk a little bit about it?
Yeah, so this is like where I usually work at. This is my room. I'm thinking about getting a bigger room. I don't know yet. So this is like the Wacom tablet Cintiq. It's like 32 inches. So I didn't know how big it was. I got a little bit greedy because I partnered up with like Wacom and Adorama for like a camping, so they sponsored me this. So they were like, "Oh, do you want a 22 or the 32?" I'm like, "Of course I want a 32. The bigger the better, right?" And then it was right. I was like, "Oh my God, it took like 95% of my desk space. I don't really have like any place to like put it. So currently it's laying on here, but I'm thinking about like install like the arm smart holding.
Mhm.
So like I can move it here. So I have like a second screen right here where I'm like I can look at a different thing while I'm working, right? So it's like where I usually just draw and do my thing, drag it around. And then I have a Mac station right here. It's just like a travel working laptop. It's like a very small MacBook, and it's just like a free screen, like my friend gave it to me. And the PlayStation 5, got to hang out with the boys, and got this like sculpture from Jason. It's like, hey, you had to drop on Nifty, so it's like a collector only sculptures, and sound like Miyazaki Castle in the Sky sculpture, music box right there, Jeff Koons like dog. I have a lot of like art around my room. Like I don't want to like move the camera, but it's like probably like 60 or 85 different like physical pieces like everywhere in here.
Nice, nice.
But
Do you
yeah.
do you think it helps you to like stay in the mindset, or you just like it from a design standpoint? Like I feel like having different pieces around me is like nice and inspirational if I was more of an artist.
Yeah, so all these pieces are from are from my friends, some are from like artists that I really really like. So I bought it from some from like art fairs and events I went to, and I bought it. Like I bought a few from like New Orleans, and I flew them back with me, and then there's like more and more art I'm like being able to afford nowadays, so just getting a little bit ridiculous. But yeah, they do inspire me every time. Like I walk past by them, I feel like this is nice, like I want to do something like cool like that too. It's like different style, but like it inspires me in a certain way.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you were mentioning that like most of the art when you started was like 3D and you work in like 2D. Like, are you mainly working in like Photoshop or like what are you actually working in?
Yeah, so mainly right now I just do Photoshop work from like stock photos. I use like Unsplash and Adobe Stock, and I have some of the photo I took before, so I use those too. You can see like some of the same model I've been using, like the red dress. You see that a lot, and then collaborating with different artists here and there right now. So it's just like mainly what I do. But hopefully, like I'll be able to like go travel around like the national parks and take more photo. It's because like there was like some fire in like North Cal, so it was just like it was hard to go like places. Yeah.
Nice. What's your favorite national park so far?
Uh, okay, so Yosemite has like these two really cool thing, right? One's called Taft Point. You get to be on like the top of the valley. You got this like really beautiful view. Good for sunset. A lot of like wedding photographer go there. They hike a little bit and then take photo. And they have this phenomenal cool things called firefall. It's actually called horsetail like fall, but it's like every year in February the sunset will align into the valley with that waterfall, so it lighted off on the back, so it looks like it's like on fire with the string coming down, and it just looks like it's like on fire the whole time, and so it's like really really cool to see. I actually have a photo of that, and but I also really love like Redwood National Parks. It's just so chill with like those big tall trees. I know like some really good spot to go camping and then like little vacations. Seattle got some cool one, and then but there are still so many I want to go. Like Glacier National Park and then Yellowstone, some like Zion Spa. So yeah, like we should go camping sometime, man.
Yeah, no, I'm actually like huge on
Yeah,
camping, but mainly on like the East Coast. I did do Yellowstone and Yosemite the past 2 years back to back.
yeah.
And so we did like Tetons and I always mess this up. Yellowstone. We did Tetons for like a weekend and then did Yellowstone. And
Hmm.
then last year we did Yosemite right before COVID hit and we did like the Half Dome hike. And so we got to see like not in
Oh
peak, but
yeah.
yeah. Dude, it
I
was
hiked it right before the rope and like I was so dead, man. Oh, I didn't train at all for 2 months. I
Mhm.
was just sitting on the couch and I thought I got it. Like I was like overweight, carrying like 40-pound backpack. My friend just like, you're not gonna make it. I was like, I'm gonna do it. So I made it all the way before the rope and I was just like sitting there. I was like, I can't go up. Like, if I go, I can come down. But yeah, like one thing I did like super fun was like my friend and I, it was like 2 or 3 years ago, we drove from Vegas all the way to like New Orleans. So we stopped by like the White Sand National Monument, I think, just like so beautiful, just like snow, but still like white sands, like the dunes and stuff. And then like the music, the culture, the food, it was just like wonderful to do like cross country road trip.
Yeah. So you were mentioning like the ropes. If anybody like on the stream hasn't seen it before, Half Dome has like these poles that you literally climb up like the side of like the face of Half Dome. And so we had like the end of September for like a permit because you need like a permit to finish that hike like all the way up. And the month prior to us going, a girl fell and she like died. And my buddy like just whatever comes into his head he says, just that's just how he is. And so like we're sitting there and we're looking up and my buddy Ping just goes, where do you think she died? And I'm like,
Oh
what the
God,
I'm like
Jesus,
I'm
man,
like
yeah.
dude, we haven't hiked this yet. Like, and like like some of my friends are like more scared than others and stuff, but like the Half Dome hike is like terrifying like to just look at. And so if you had some fear, then yeah, it's definitely not the best.
Yeah, I would say like if you like you should bring like those like what do you call those like hiking
Carabiners.
thing that you yeah like the one you wear and then like the hook like, you're supposed to hook on those lines
Hmm.
but like a lot of people are not doing it because like if you're feeling strong like usually it's okay you bring a gloves too because you're supposed to like pull on it but I feel like it's always good to be safety right like I guess I'm scared of high too. So but yeah like anyway there was like some cool place to chill. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, Ray Wong photos in the chat also and mentioned it's like a harness. So like yeah, it's like the hiking harness and like the Y clips, and that way you can like
Yeah.
put the one clip and then move on to the next one. Huh, it chops my arm off. Weird. Um, the filter chops my arm off. But yeah, yeah. So like, do you find that traveling inspires like a lot of your photos and stuff, and then like you edit through to that, or like how do you decide what kind of like a piece you're looking to make?
Yeah, I mean, so I guess for like new audience of people never see my work before, my work is kind of focused on like natures and like storytelling and then a little bit like surrealism. Most of the work you can see that I released so far in the NFT space is like giant animals and like smaller scales of human. The one of the reason I like to do that is because, like influenced by the Miyazaki films, but also it's like kind of showing like a spirit of like the animals and like the guardian of that area is like encounter with you in the most like mysterious way I can think of. So for me, it's like going into these like national parks and seeing nature like inspire me to feel like, oh, what kind of like mythical creature could live here, right? All the different like folklore and like the tales and like the different like fairy tales. So it's always something like I like to just like get blending into the nature, just relax your mind and also just like daydream all day. It's like something that I really like to do. Also campfire. I love campfire. Like I love cooking food next to campfire. I just like to roasting everything. And then it's something like you get a little bit tipsy and then you like cook and enjoy the fire and then you look at the stars and it's just like amazing. Yeah, it was a good experience.
Yeah, where's your favorite like camp spot so far?
Can spot probably along the highway one. There's some like really like cool spots. Like if you drive down along there, Morro was like really cool too. But I feel like I need to explore more like East Coast. Most of my time is in like West Coast. I'm just like I need to go like some like better like camping place just to like. But also like most of the time like I said camping, but I'm more doing like glamping. So like you see those like influencers like on Instagram with like nice tents and stuff. It's like yeah, I dig that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I definitely, I mean, I get it. I think like the biggest pro versus con on like the East and the West Coast is like the East Coast, you got to deal with like ticks and like true camping. My buddies are actually going next weekend. They're doing like part of like the Appalachian Trail, and so they're gonna go
Hmm.
do like 37 miles over like the weekend. And I have stuff going on,
Oh,
so I have to like
wow.
skip. But they're doing like straight from like the couch. You could generally straight from the couch do like 10 miles a day pretty easily. It's not terrible, and then they'll take Amtrak back
Yeah.
down to the city. So if you wanted to do it next time you're in town, we could definitely set that up.
Oh God. Yeah. I need like 2 days beforehand to get ready, 2 days after to recover.
Hmm. Hmm.
But oh, one thing tell about that, like Alaska, that's on my to-go list. I want to see the Northern Light there. I want to do the ice cave adventure, a little kayaking in there. But I also know it's like really, really cold, but that's on my to-go list.
Yeah.
And
I
the bears.
Yeah, I think I forget what the saying is. I think it's like if it's white, say goodnight. As far as like bears go,
Yeah.
like that, like polar bears are like super, super, like hyper aggressive, and like they're gonna try and kill
Hmm.
you.
Yeah, yeah. Like the black bears are usually like pretty chill, but like the brown one, the grizzly bear, yeah, they're definitely trying to eat you.
Yeah, that's oh yeah, yeah. I don't think so. I had pulled up while you're describing your artwork. I pulled up Sweet Dream, the elephant one, Little Red Riding Hood, the one with the wolf, and then I pulled up uh Cat's Adventure and An Unexpected Guest. Do you have any with bears or no?
On my Instagram, but
Okay,
not on the release on the platform. Yeah.
gotcha.
So yeah, actually talking about that, like, I actually have a drop in like December, but I still like not sure what I want to draw. So, open for ideas. Anybody want to like throw in some cool ideas, let me know. But yeah, those are like the one I have on Nifty Gateway.
Mm. Do you think that from like your design take that you'll start doing like mythical beast instead of just like giant normal ones? Because there's so many like I love Greek mythology, and I feel like it would like suit very well into like your style.
Yeah, totally. I think like it would be cool if I can collab with like some 3D artists, or I might just learn it myself to learn how to like use ZBrush and then one of the I was thinking Cinema 40 or Blender. Might lean toward the Blender just to sculpture some like like more crazier creation, design some like really cool thing, or like making like even like cool surreal environment instead of like using what I have so far, right? So yeah, there's like definitely something cool. But like at the same time, just like, oh yeah, sometimes it's kind of like nice to keep it like look as simple as possible. So you kind of feel like relatable. It's more like realistic, might not be as cool, but it's just like you feel like, oh yeah, maybe one day you look outside the window, there's like some cloudfish like swimming around, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like so I definitely agree in terms of like people being able to relate, and then at the same time like the I've been saying this so my fiance is actually Chinese, and so then like when I was like back when I was doing the podcast before my shoulder surgery, there was just a lot of like Asian hate crimes, right? And
Yeah.
yeah, and so like I had interviewed a couple of different Asian artists, and like I feel like art is such a great way to like prod the question out of somebody's mind of like what is that, and then like the historical significance, and then there's like the opportunity to educate. And so obviously somebody can really better relate with like a whale or a wolf, but like if you started doing like, I don't know, like Chinese folklore heroes or things like that. Like that's like a cool thing where like then you can try, not that you have to, right? But like any kind of historical significance, like any kind of education about other cultures, I think is a great opportunity to like decrease
Yeah.
hate overall.
So my friend and I was actually talking about because I came to the state was around high school time. So I came here when I was like 15, and I turned 30 this year. So I literally have like 15 years of my own cultural and then 15 years of Western cultural, like pretty in an interesting balancing way. So it's like I'm pretty like familiar with like both like America and then like Taiwan, China, like the culture of it. So I was thinking like, oh, it'd be really cool to bring some of my root to the NFT space, right? And then like also for me to relearn something that I know when I was younger, but now when I'm looking at it, I can interact in a different way, right? Because now I'm older, I have like more experience, so it'll be cool to like bring my culture into this, or like just to show like a cool collision between like two different worlds, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, so I haven't think about any cool ideas yet. That the concept is there, but like I don't know which direction to go with it yet. Yeah.
nice. Yeah, I think it's like a great opportunity. I like another thing that I was thinking about is just like there's so many new photographers that are like kind of blowing up. I've been just absolutely blown away from Drifter Shoots, and
Hmm.
I feel like he has these images, if people haven't seen him on Twitter and stuff, where like they're basically standing on the tops of skyscrapers and stuff, and like
Yeah.
to me like tying that into like your stuff, like doing some kind of like kaiju or like giant monster type thing in
Mhm.
the background would be epic, you know?
Yeah, it would be like fun to do. So like one other thing I like is also like surrealism. So like the stuff that make you questioning and like look at it, just like think about like deeper meaning or not, right? So like the Rene Magritte is like one of my inspiration too, and Dali and all that. So it'll be cool to like design some like fun thing, right? With like interacting with like the photographer that you just mentioned. However, so like I'm also working on this thing. So I actually are super passionate about like black and white street photography. Like nobody really knows about. Only a few people know because I showed them. So when I was in just moved to San Francisco about like 7 years ago in grad school, right? So all I do all day is walk around downtown and then use my little iPhone 4S to take some like street photography and my camera too. And then there's like later on I upgrade to 6 Plus. So I actually went back and then find my phone. I still have those phone with me. So took it to the store, changed the battery, bought a new charger for like 5 hours. It finally turned on. So I got like some photos out. So I'm actually gonna try to release like maybe like 100 different edition, like one like different moments in like before pandemic and stuff. So it'll be something cool to show because like I always want to find a place to show my street photography, but then I don't know where to drop it. And like then people know me as like the Photoshop guy. So I'm just like, oh, like I want to be like kind of like a superhero secret identity kind of like style. But now it's just like open sea and oh, this place I can just release my works and it's like, oh, this is perfect. Like I'm gonna put it here. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, the alternate ego is cool, but I think like, you know, I don't know. Like being multifaceted is just kind of like a part of life, and I think it shows like a lot of depth. For anybody who's trying to enter tonight's drawings, they are now open. It's 6:30.
Yeah, I know. I just like you see me just like fucking jump on the you saw
I
I just like yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I told you
Okay,
I'd
okay.
give a shout out.
Yeah. We were like almost late. I'm just like,
Mhm.
oh, it's like 6:30. Sorry. Shout out to yeah, Nifty Getaway, make me buy all the things. Yeah. Yeah. Wait, so what were we talking about again? Sorry. I got so distracted. I was like, I need this. Oh, it's a drawing. It's not even first come, first serve. I don't know why I was like so panicking about.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just saying that like I don't think you need to have, like an alter ego. It'd be cool if you like wanted to keep it separate, but just showing, multifaceted art across, both would be pretty dope.
Yeah, like for me, it was just like at the time of I was trying to find my own identity and then like art direction of like what I truly want to do. So having two different accounts kind of like just give me like options to explore like what I want to do, right? so I can do like see if I want to become like the best street photographer, or like the story fantasy story is like something I want to do, so I definitely like choose the second one because I focus on that more, but like still fun to walk around all day to like take photos of like people's in the, like the moment, especially like during pandemic. That's like something I miss the most. I'm just like, oh man, like I'm missing people, yeah.
Yeah, it was like crazy to see, and like I was working outside during like a lot of the pandemic and stuff. So then like there's nobody on the roads. Times Square being empty was crazy. Like you could actually like bike ride and like not risk getting hit by a car in New York City, which was great. Like
Yeah,
it
that too.
was a wild, wild time where, yeah, like the city that never sleeps was just like quiet for once. It was kind of insane.
Okay, so why do like people hate Times Square? I know you like local people don't like Times Square, but I like freaking love it. I just like people watching, I don't hate on you guys, but like Times Square is cool. I like it, It's like, where all the cool thing happens. I don't know. Well, what are your thoughts on that?
So I think like part of the hatred that like people from New York City have for Times Square is like that it's a tourist trap, right? Like so there's so
Hmm.
many tourists, and so like if you're trying, I think people have like a lot of like pent up frustration from like trying to walk through there anytime you try and walk through there, and it's just like
Yeah.
pandemonium of like it's a tourist if they like walk slower or if they're like looking up. And so then like
Yeah.
when somebody's just walking super slow like aimlessly, you're just like I'm trying to go around you, I'm trying to get you know what I mean? And so like
No, that is
yeah.
true because I when I was in New York, and then people just like go go go, right? They know where you go, they're going. They're minding their own business. They're just like really fast paced. Nobody wait for the traffic light. Everybody just like always jail walking, just like crossing, right? Nobody cares. Even if the car's coming like fast, like you just go, right? And when I first moved to San Francisco from there, like I'm not used to that. Like I was trying to cross all the line, and I was just like, oh wait, like why is nobody like rushing, like everybody in Cali just like very like laid back, just like relaxing. Like, also I learned that like in LA you actually get a ticket for doing that, so yeah. It's
Yeah,
like something interesting, yeah.
if we ticketed people in New York for jaywalking, it would be absurd. Like
Yeah.
everybody jaywalks all the time.
I know, it would be really funny if that happens.
Yeah, I think it's that, and then like even the shows, right? Like the there's a lot of like the shows where like the guys jump over each other, or like the people playing drums on like different like buckets and stuff like that, and like
Yeah.
it's a lot of the same stuff. And so then like what amazes you, like the first I don't know 5 times that you see it, like when you've been in and around like New York, it's just like I'm used to this. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I actually do enjoy like the subway performance. It's like one cool thing about New York, like when you're taking the train, like people just like start like performing. Sometimes cool, sometimes I see your face, you're like, yeah, most of the time it's cool, most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. At this point, like everything, like I've kind of just like avoided the subway as much as possible. Like I've ridden my bike into the city and
Yeah.
like been like a little bit disgusting just because like I don't know. It's yeah, like yeah,
No, I feel you. Like definitely like last time I was in New York with you guys, I pretty much like almost Uber everywhere, and or walk, I either walk or like Uber. Like I didn't really take the train, but it was also really hot, so I'm just like I really don't want to go into that.
yeah. I think like that's like another factor is like Times Square in the middle of the summer, like there's no breeze. It's just disgusting. Like it's just like
Yeah,
you're just like melting. Like I like the fall. I mean, it's the same with like New Year's, right? Like you're crammed in with
yeah,
hundreds, thousands of people, and
yeah.
people are wearing diapers so that way they can stand there and watch the ball drop. It's just yeah, like that's a tourist trap too. Um,
That's true. Yeah, that's pretty funny.
is there like so you're in SF, right? So like what are things in like SF that like tourists do that like irk you there, or are tourist only kind of attractions?
Uh, well, I guess like going to see the bridge, but like it's nice. I think locals still go there running and biking, So like maybe like Pier 39, that's where every like tourists go, but I actually quite don't like it. Maybe I just like tourist places. I don't know. But now you ask, I just realized like yeah, there's a lot of like tourist places, but I also enjoying going. I don't mind like seeing tourists, It's like pretty cool. Like I just like to like make new friends too, So I usually will talk to them, be like, hey, like any other because like I used to roam around the city and take a lot of photos, so I know all the, like the cool spots to like see sunsets, take photos or like have a cool view. So I always talk to them and be like, hey, any place you want to see, I can suggest few, So maybe that's why, I like Times Square. I'm just like an ultimate tourist, I just never stop touring.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a good way to live, right? I mean, like constant
Yeah.
appreciation. The
Yeah.
I think the saying is like leave New York before it makes you too hard and leave California before it makes you too soft.
Hmm.
It's like a happy middle ground. Ray Wong said that he has some rooftops for you guys to go to in SF.
Oh, nice. Let's go,
Ted the Yes Man, always down for
Yes.
everything.
I mean, I'll say yes, like when I was in New York, like last time in August, right? There's a one person on my Discord, like this person's identity is very like they keep it very secret. So I never figure out like who they are or like like the way they behave is kind of like suspicious, right? And when I was like walking around that day in MoMA, and then I got a message from it. It's like, hey, there's like a NFT rooftop party if you want to come. I was like, this person sounds like so suspicious. I don't know if it's like a guy or the girl, how old they are, like what they are. But I'm just like, like I'm not doing anything. Like, fuck it, let's go. So my friend was like, are you sure? I was like, yeah, I want to go. They was like, okay, if you go, let me know if you're safe. I'm like, I'll be okay. I hope I don't get murdered. But tonight was like a great event. Like I think you were there. That's remember that rooftop party
Yeah, the
we're all
Royal
hanging out.
Society
Yeah,
party.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. You met that person. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
are you talking
You're
about the
there.
party that I met you at?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. The party where I met you, right? So the person who brought me in, like I didn't know who they
Mm,
are. So I told them I'll keep their identity like quiet, I'm just like
mm,
it's kind of fun.
yeah.
So but it was just really funny. I was just like, I hope I don't get murdered if I go there. And then I saw you and I saw like Andrea and then like the other people were there. I was just like, oh yeah, like this is like have fun. And
Mm.
I have no idea what that party was. I was just like, oh, free drinks and like it was hot. So
Nice.
yeah.
Did you find out who the
Yeah.
person is? Did you meet them or no?
Yeah, no, I think I introduced the person to you guys too.
Ah,
So
word.
yeah, 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 yeah. We found out like the person super awesome, like
Yeah.
super nice, and like was like fun to talk to. Person also like to go camping in nature. So
Nice.
yeah, yeah,
Nice.
yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. It was just
Yeah.
really funny. Like, yeah, I'm kind of also like almost saying yes to everything, but
Mm.
like I feel like one day I'm gonna get in trouble for doing that.
I mean,
Yeah,
I've seen the movie Yes Man, right? And like I think that there's definitely something to, like so long as you have the time, right? Like and it sounds like
yeah.
something that's like not wildly dangerous, right? Like, it's not like,
Hopefully,
"Oh,
so
meet me
far,
in this back alley."
Yeah, I know, right? Hey, you want to come to this underground back alley party? And like,
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah. That was when we like did you get a picture with Ja Rule too?
Yeah, I took a selfie with Jaru on the rooftop. I was so drunk, man. I was so drunk, and I turned around, and so I was like, "Yo, that's a. Can we curse on this stream?" I mean, I did already. I was like,
Yeah.
"Yo, that's motherfucking Jaru." I was like, "Holy shit!" Like, I hear his music. It's cool music, but I was like, I'm not like always like fingering like celebrity. Like for me,
Mm.
it's just like, oh yeah, they do cool things, but like. Yeah, I don't go like crazy finger on them, but I was like tipsy. I was like, yo, like I gotta take a fucking selfie with Jack Roy. Like fuck this.
Yeah.
So like I waited there. The girl took a selfie, and I like fucking run to him. It's like, yo, can I take a selfie? He's like, cool. He's like, all right, it's cool. I'm like, yeah.
Dude, I was
Yeah.
so I end up like sitting next to him because like the artist there was like an artist who was there, and so I'm like talking with the artist, and this guy walks up and he's like, "Yo, Jai, you want to smoke a blunt?" And like just threw him a blunt, and he started smoking the blunt on the rooftop, and then almost got ejected
Yeah.
from the rooftop. I was like, "Oh God!" And then like security came over, told him to put it out, and then they relit it. I'm like, "What the fuck? Like, am I gonna see Ja Rule get ejected from a rooftop party? Like,
That'd be really funny though, right?
it's a story."
Yeah. It started as like, dang, Jaru got kicked out, but then it's like, yo, it's Jaru. Like, what you gonna do? Like, it's
Yeah,
like, it's a rooftop though. It should be okay, but
yeah. Maybe like the
yeah.
fire hazard or like the ash hazard. I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe, we'll never know. Well,
Yeah,
it was a fun event.
yeah, yeah. So so
Yeah.
like for you, like what's ongoing coming up for you for like collabs or like future drops for like Nifty or like what do you want to like accomplish maybe by, the end of the year or next year?
Oh yeah, so there are a few projects I'm like playing with. One was with that Nifty Royale. I just like it's an interesting concept. Still pretty early with their marketing stuff. So that has that going on, and I have the 100 moments from San Francisco street photography that I'm gonna release on the OpenSea. I don't even know how. what he's gonna do. But like for me, I'm just excited to share that with people. You know, it's like, hey, you know, this is something I did. And the Little Red, I haven't really said it anywhere else, but the smart contract is getting done. But the Little Red Riding Hood V2 is coming. You know, um, I think the token will be able, if to verify from the team, we'll be able to bring back the Nifty Gateway. But it's pretty much that I collab with the smart contract writer from West Coast and Nifty. You know, shout out to them, and then the Metafolk team. So and then my friend animator Kinson. You know, so we do like Little Red Riding Hood, right? Like how it looks. So now it will become like animated with like the wolf like sleeping, and then like the girls like cloth moving, and then there's like four different seasons, and then 3 to 4 different weather in that season. So you can literally like offset it. It will also like change it every other hours or day, but you can manually offset it in the contract and display it on like any physical screen and stuff. So it's not just like a still photo anymore, but it's just like showing you different season timing and then like the cool way to play with like smart contract. And then like, even though Daniel Arsham did that already on the D, but I was like, oh, this is like some real cool thing for me to try, right? So I have that. And some other thing like, like I'm experimenting, don't know how well it's gonna go. So is I always like nervous and like nerve-wracking when you're trying to start a new project. But pretty much I'm like trying to work with few other artists to figure out like how we can bring more artists in real world. Is it real world? What do you call it? To the metaverse world, right? To the
Hmm.
NFT space. How do we breach this, right? How do we bring more talented artists into the space? How like get collectors to go collect their work, and so they can make profit, and then everybody wins, right? So that's something, and also like the Nifty Gateway drop in December, and I'm just like, oh no, like I still trying to figure out some cool concept, right? And also there's like 55,000 more Discord that we're all in, so like that's that too, right?
Yeah, I mean, Ulubami said it sounds dope. I definitely agree. I mean, I think it's like you have your fan base, they're gonna love it no matter what, right? And then like in terms of like doing cool things and like new things, right? Like I think that like the moving, changing different pieces from like a smart contract perspective are gonna be awesome. I'd love to see one that like is fast. You know what I mean? Like maybe it's I don't know 200 images a day or something like that. Like every day it like cycles or something. You know, like
Yeah.
not that yeah, but it would just be it would just be interesting to see like a speed changing Nifty.
Yeah, I mean, there's many different ways to do that, right? So, yeah, display wise and all that. So, yeah, like I'm just trying to figure out, like, I think everybody's just trying to figure out, like, what's next, right? Like, either for profit or either for like challenging, and then in the art concept and like, direction from that. Like, people start to use their NFT art become like a tokens, membership, and stuff, right? And people start using it for like different things you can exchange in the future, or like become like a different way you can play with it. So it's like always interesting to see what's going on, and then also all the like 10,000 profile picture projects that we're all investing in.
Yeah,
Yeah, got
yeah.
the board A. Wait, do you have an A for?
No, no, I
Ah,
shanked that.
oh, they the
I
profits,
shanked it.
profits. Okay,
No,
yeah.
I just missed. Well, yeah, I just like missed out on it. There was that, and then like the mutant apes, I sold like close to the top, but yeah, I just
Mm,
I don't know. I didn't like the mutant apes quite as much as I liked the regular ones, and
yeah.
the regular ones got like wild out of hand pricing wise, and so
Mm-hmm.
I ended up like missing out on it. I mean, that'd be something you could incorporate like a Bored Ape Yacht Club actual like the animal anamorphically through like one of your pictures. That'd be pretty dope.
Yeah, like I was thinking about doing that. I see a lot of like different artists doing like derivative art. Is that what it's called? Right? Like
Hmm.
a different version, different take of that. It's like really cool, Like you bring the community like even closer and stronger. And then at the same time, like what I'm most excited about right now is like real life event, like NFT NYC, and then like I think GotterCat is happening in 2 days in Vegas, or it already happened today. I don't know. But just like and then the crypto gallery, right? And then like all this thing like it's very excited just to see like we're back together, and then like get to meet the people you've been talking to online all the time in real life, and then just get really wasted. No, I'm just kidding. But like enjoy good food,
Hmm.
Shout out to the LA food squad, if you know who you are, Yeah, we just like love eating all the time, right? But yeah.
Yeah, I like so Ray Wong was saying that he'd love to see it like in an exhibition format, and like I think it'll definitely happen. I always love to see like the paintings in person, more at scale because it's only going to look so good on my, I don't know, 28, 30-inch monitor, right? Where like,
Yeah.
if you have like a giant screen that's like more adapted to actually like showcase things, like that's what I'm super excited about. Like, have you actually bought any screens or like have you worked with anybody as far as that goes or no?
Not from screen, because like in my room, most of the displays still like a physical piece, like they're not screen. And most of the NFT I collected, I just look at it sometime, not like all the time, but like I know what I have, So for me, just like stuff like I need to figure out how to display that, I guess. Like infinity objects could be cool, but like it's gonna be like a whole wall, right? So maybe like as you say, like if I can code it the screen that will rotate all my collections like every other hour, that would be like really cool to do. But at the same time, just like yeah, like I don't really like look at them too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, just I know I have it, and it's like it's cool every time I see it. I get excited. Just like yeah, I have it. That was a cool buy. Yeah,
Yeah, so my brother's actually like an electrician, and so I'm hoping to be able to buy a house eventually. And so when I get a house, like he was saying, like how the new style of like lighting is basically like flush with the ceiling,
yeah.
right? And so he was saying like to drop like the actual screen like into the wall, and so then that way like if you
Mm,
look at it, it's just flush, and then like you just have like all the wiring happen like spliced off of like an outlet kind of thing. And so
right.
I think that's what I'm gonna try and go for. I think it would look pretty sick.
Nice, yeah. Like eventually, like if I could have like a work studio space, like a warehouse, like also like part of like a gallery, that would be like super awesome. I can host like monthly party, and I have like different artists showcase their art, and then also like display them so I can like see it. That would be like something really really cool. Otherwise, right now, just like seeing other people displaying it is also really cool, right? I was like, oh,
Yeah.
those are like really nice. I was like, damn, maybe like I could have one in my room too or not. But yeah, for me, just like stuff that I put in my room, I like it to still like stay, like not too much like movement and motion going on, or like also like a lot of NFT has like music, right? So it's really hard to have that play on loop 24 hours in your room. You'll like go nuts. Yeah,
Or you just hate it. Like I gotta get rid
yeah,
of it.
yeah. You just be like, stop it, stop. So that's something like I'm not sure yet. But yeah, seeing like art in person and like meeting artists and like collectors is like always something really exciting. So I guess that's like something like I'm more looking forward to these days, right? But at the same time, just like making arts and like looking at cool things all day, shopping spree, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's been like the nicest upgrade you've made so far, like from NFTs and stuff?
I actually didn't really buy the okay, so all my most of the spend I bought is freaking NFT. Like I after like my job, I think like I want to like invest back to the community and then feedback the ecosystem. So I just been like buying a lot of NFT. At one point I was looking at it, I was like, oh my God, like that's a lot of money I just spent on like NFT. But I'm just like, it just feels so cool and then nice, right? And yeah, like most of the ETH I earn, like by selling on different platform, it goes to like buying projects or like one from all the artists, and like limited edition. So I actually don't have a lot of Ethereum left. It's pretty bad. But then in real life wise, I think I just like eat a little bit better and then travel more, so I can expense it, use it for like a better hotel or like go to like a nicer restaurant time to time, right? But not all the time. I still cook at home, like just want to like budget life. Still stay in the same apartment, didn't really buy any new cars. Like also it's a small city, I don't really need cars, right? It's a lot, but it's cool to see like all my friends like getting new whip, just like damn, that's nice. Did went to shopping, buy some new clothes, but that's pretty much it. Like my life and attitude hasn't really changed much besides just like focusing on like connecting and making better art and then just like enjoy life. So hopefully I'll be able to use some of this money to like do some good stuff and then travel more too. Just like want to go to like camping trip or whenever I want, or just like hopping to the flight to go see my friend in the city next day or something, right? Like some sort of really bougie and stuff. But yeah, besides like I haven't really changed much from it. Yeah.
Nice. Uh, RJ RJ just said that you're his best friend, and Uwabami said you're her I think it's a her because of the XO, but said you're
Yeah.
their soulmate.
Yeah, shout out to RJ the boys. RJ is like one of my real life friend, So
Mm.
like we play games together. He's trying to get into the Valorant too, We should play sometime.
I'm trash at
I'm getting
Valorant, man.
better. It's
I'm
okay.
so
I'm not good either, but it's just like for the good moment, right? Just shit talk all the time.
mm.
Yeah.
What's your rank in Valorant?
Oh, I'm like I don't know, like whatever the bronze or whatever the
Oh,
second lowest. Yeah.
okay. All right, we can play then. We can play then. Yeah,
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 yeah, I'm
I
not
got
that
you then.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm not great, but yeah, we'll have fun. I won't drag you
Yeah,
down.
yeah. Yeah, Uwa is one of the artists that I met in Latch servers.
Hmm.
The tempo beat tempo, shout out to the beat tempo. Yeah. So yeah, there's like Lush had like the service there, and then there's always music playing, people hang out there, a lot of like young artists and like different artists in there. So it's always cool. Like Lash would do like collaboration with them, and then like do something like really cool in the auctions off together just to help each other out. Yeah. Yeah, you reading the
Yeah,
comments? I can't really see the
yeah.
comments. I don't know what they're saying,
I
you know?
I just got told that I'm an iron. I don't know who Oof N is.
Who's
I
that?
am.
Is one of the people that we know?
Yeah, yeah. The chat is going now.
The chat
I
is going
made
up,
gold.
yeah.
I had a $50 bet that I would make gold before one of my buddies, and I got very lucky, and I made it before him. The bet started. I was
Oh, you
silver one,
did?
and he was silver three, and I was like, "Fuck, this is
Oh.
stupid." And then I ended up making gold one, and then I'm back to silver three, and yeah, it's I don't know. Valorant, Valorant's a headache. I
Sounds
don't know.
interesting, yeah. I feel like I'm like more like maybe close to goat. Maybe no, probably not. Maybe silver or something. But like I do play better than some of the silver player that I play with.
Hmm.
Not shooting shots, but anyway. But my main game that I love the most, I had a really bad addiction was Apex Legend
Hmm.
on PlayStation. I was so into that game. Like I think it started during the pandemic or even before that. I
Yeah.
played so much. I think I have like 14 hours on that thing.
I mean,
Yeah,
I feel like your art would fit pretty well with Apex Legends too, though. I mean, like just in terms of
yeah,
being like
it's fun,
optimistic.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I like the movement. I like the adrenaline rush. Like you're like pushing the team together. Like you wipe in. I just like start yelling and like, yeah, let's go. 2 in the morning, my roommate got so mad at me. It was like, shut the fuck up. I'm so sorry. Yeah, but it was really fun. And then I was grinding that game so hard. I was like getting to like become like the master and predator. That's like the top two. Only like at the season I was playing, there was only like I think 15 or 10% of the world was that rank. That's how addicted I was into it. And then I played Valorant. I'm just like, why everything moves so slow? And you can't run a gun. You can't like push people. And then all I do is
Mhm.
show my face. I got shot. So I'm just like, Valorant is just like irritating.
Yeah, yeah. Valorant is more of like a chess game, like very fine tuned than like that is where it's like so
Yeah.
dynamic and stuff. Yeah, yeah.
I know. So like people play like Counter Strike, right? Like you need strategy, you need how to like defend in the area. Like I just like to rush.
Yep.
I always buy it, no money left, no armor. I just rush it with the gun, just like want to shoot everything I see. I'm just like, let's push it together, guys. We can
Mm.
do this. And they're like, no, that's not how you play. I'm like, come on. Yeah.
How do you I feel like it's something that like I've always struggled with and probably a lot of people do. Like how do you balance like when is it time to game and like when is it time to like make art and like be productive?
You just don't sleep. Yeah, I don't think anyone that's in NFT space or as an artist or as a gamer sleep,
Mhm.
like we just always up doing something, right? Of course, it was actually funny. So for a while that I'm always up till like 6 in the morning, and then people were always surprised that I'm always sending memes and GIF on like the Gateway channels, and I'm known as like the GIF guy. So like they were surprised I do. Like, do you not sleep? Do you not go outside? But I actually always like make sure I sleep like 8 hours, or like at least 6 hours, and I just work out and do my thing. Just like my whole day schedule just looks really weird. So it's like I'll go to bed at like 4 or 6 in the morning, wake up around like noon, drink my coffee, hop back on and do my workout, and then do art, and then like play games till like 4 in the morning again. So it's I don't know if it's unhealthy or I just live in a different time zone. I was like at that point I'm just in a different time zone. So
Mhm.
like it's not really unhealthy. It's just like it doesn't matter if it's day or night. I'm just doing my thing,
Mhm.
right? But yeah, like definitely I think like most important thing is like the mental health. You want to make sure like you're feeling happy and do your thing. When you're happy and then you feel motivated and want to like do better stuff, like it's gonna be fun whatever you're doing, right? That sounds like a horrible advice, but you know, it works on me. My work's different on everyone, right? But definitely, like if you feel like you've been playing games too much lately, definitely like pull back, take a little break, do some art. If you feel stressful, go buy and sell some JPEG. You know, that's what I did. And I feel stressful from that. I went back to playing games and going out and then like, you know, like do some art, right? So it's just like it's fine if you're like feeling at the moment you're so passionate and addicted to something, but it's only like you pull back later and then do something else, like you'll be okay. Was that your dog or
Yeah, he's gonna bark, I think. I don't
you're just
know.
picking up like you should put
No,
like a
he's
dog like
40 pounds, dude. He's not gonna. I don't think I can
yeah,
pick him
what
up. Come here.
don't hurt yourself, man. What is that?
I can't pick him up.
VTuber. You should get like the VTuber like dog filters, like something, you know.
No,
Do
I'm
like
not
a
gonna pick him.
do like a voice changers and like just go like full like 2D anime girl, you know. Just like welcome back to Savage Talk.
Let me see if I can get him. Let's see.
Yeah.
Come here.
Do you gonna hurt your shoulder, man?
No. It's okay. I pick him up, lefty. Okay. Oh, this is not happening. Nope, not happening. 40 pounds of dog, not happening. He looks like a white husky. That's the best I got for you.
White Husky. All right,
He's
I'll just
a
imagine, you
Korean
know.
Jindo. Yeah, Korean Jindo. I
Yeah.
tried, but
Oh,
he
nice,
he is
nice.
not he doesn't love getting picked up, but he is needy and he does not like
Oh,
noises outside of the apartment.
that's tough.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So like for you, like it's basically just balance. Best description.
yeah. Like I set like a minimum goal, right? Like minimum thing. So it's like I'll try my best to keep that balance, but if I slack off a little bit, it's okay. But to a line I won't cross, right? So my minimum goal per weekly is I at least make 1 hour per week, or re-add it on something or do something creative. I kind of want to do it every day, but lately I've been distracting a lot. So and traveling too was really hard. Like, um, I at least like from today, you know, before Sunday, I want to at least make 2 new art, right? Or 3, you know. So that's something I want to do this week. Definitely work out at least 3 times a week because otherwise, I know I'll like just get like unhappy, you know, like feeling like depression or just getting fat. I like not body shaming, but personally, I'd really want to get a 6 pack before I turn 31. It's just something I wanted. It's got nothing to do with anybody else. I just want to feel like what it feels like to have a 6 pack. You know, I think I have it is just deep in there, but like want to get lean. You know, like
Yeah.
I'm being like working out hard, but I just want to like look good, right? Um, and I don't really go outside, which is like pretty bad. Like usually I travel, I go to like different city or like out for like 2 weeks or something, right? Or I don't go outside at all. So I don't know if that counts as balance. Besides that, just like, you know, making sure that I don't order too much like to go like take out food, so I don't like overspending money and make sure like budget wise everything's good and then like I'm happy with what I'm doing, like pick out some good movie and stuff. So that's how I set out my minimum goal, right? So what I can do is like if I don't work out for like 2 weeks straight, that's bad. That's like a red flag for me. Just like you can't do that because I work so hard to like feel better, right? And then if I'm not making art for like a whole like 2 weeks, and I'm just like, oh, that's a red flag for me too. Like, what am I doing? You know, like as an artist, that's something I need to do, right? Like buying random project or get too addicted to that NFT gain and loss, you know. So like if I do that too much, that's like not good for me too, right? So those are like I said, I don't have like a I have like a goal that I want to work towards you, but also I set like a minimum bar. If I slack up, it's okay. Just pick myself back up, you know. So you always like get that good balance with that, right? Because I so what happened is that I did one time. I tried it for a full month. I wake up like 6 in the morning every day, go to the gym, and then it felt great. But at the same time, I don't feel like that creative at all. I just feel like a machine, you know. Just like wake up, go to the gym, feel good, and then just like it was interesting, you know. It was like a little bit too extreme. Yeah.
So RJ just said, "Can we have savage topics here?" And he said he has a couple. I said, "Oh God," and like what? And I guess we'll see what he throws out there.
Oh no, 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 no,
No,
no, no, no, no,
no,
no, no, no, no, no.
no. Okay, maybe.
He's
Okay.
gonna give me so much trouble, man. He's
Okay.
gonna give
All
me
right.
so
All
much
right. Maybe.
trouble.
Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not.
I mean, you can look at it and see, you know, you can pick it. It's fine. It's just gonna be really funny.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so like you mentioned that you go on vacation every like 2 weeks. Is that like a pure no work standpoint, or do you have like a mobile? Like, do you bring like the Mac and like still try and do work, or what do you end up
Oh,
doing?
not like every 2 weeks, but I mean like whenever I go, the duration is about like a week or 2 weeks. You know, I just I will try out. You know, like when you pack you always bring like a book and something you want to do, and you never touch that book. It's kind of like that, you know. Like pack my shoes, my computer, and I'm like just using watching Netflix, not really doing any work. So I try, right? But usually like I would make sure like I'm free and I can do like whatever I want. Like for example, like NFT NYC, I might be there for like a whole week, like 8 days maybe, right? So I make sure it's like, oh, I'm just gonna bring minimum work stuff. I'm just gonna like have a good time, enjoy that week. But beforehand, I would like try to do all the work I could, right? So and planning for like some road trips and stuff. I just like, yeah, I'll try my best. And then what did he say? That you're
He
laughing at
said
it.
he's joking.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But yeah, so like balance is important, but I guess it's like it's different for everyone, right? Because like some people just feel like they want to hustle more that month or like that week or that year, so they can relax more like 2 years, 3 years later. I'm pretty lazy, so I really enjoy the moment. So you know, if I die tomorrow, I'm just like, oh, fuck it, it was a good time, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's got some positives there. It's got some
It's
positives.
horrible but good at the same time, right? Because I will like at the same time I do make sure like I will be okay
Mm.
if anything happen for like I'll be able to survive for like next year, right? So I always make sure like I'll be okay if whatever happen. So at the same time I can be like, all right, I can do it during this moment. I don't have to worry about it too much, right? But definitely like to your point, like you definitely have to like keep it up with it, like make sure you're doing the right thing, and then like make sure everything's like okay, right? Like you got your job, you got gigs, you got like work to do, and then just releasing new art here and there, right? But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so my dad worked with a guy. My dad's a auto mechanic, and he worked for like New York City, right? And
Hmm.
so like fleet services, and then you work like I think it's 25 years, and you get like I don't know, like a 40% pension or something like that. It Yeah. And so he worked with a dude. The dude worked like 40 years. I think they force you out at like 62 or 65 or something like that, right? And so I don't know who this oof guy is, but he's shit talking me. NFTs make me feel young again. Sav. All right. All right, oof.
It
Um, and this guy, like,
sounds like someone we know that's
yeah,
roasting our ass.
yeah, I'm betting it is. I'm definitely, uh, whatever. So basically, the whole thing is just like the guy ended up retiring, finally got his pension, and then he died like a month later afterwards.
Hmm.
Like this guy
Oh
like
wow.
went to bed every night at like 8 p.m., woke up every morning at like 4 a.m. Like before he went to bed had like a glass of milk and like three Oreo cookies and like basically just did like nothing besides work. And then when he
Yeah.
retired, like just died like a month later. And it was just like that was all he had to live for, right? And so like if you're not like
Yeah.
I don't know, living in like the moment and stuff like that, at least like part of the time, I think that it's a life unfulfilled, right?
Yeah. Like I would still say like because I always keep it like a more balanced perspective, right? So like some people prefer that way, which there's nothing wrong with it, right? It's fine. Like because like I think even for that guy, right? The guy who retired and died a month later, like for them, like for that's probably what they enjoy, you know, like they had a great time, they wake up and do their thing and then they're good to go, right? Oh, that sounds really good to go, but yeah, but like for me, I'm the type more like I want to enjoy every moment, and because I don't know what's gonna happen next, right? Like I low key, I'm kind of always prepared, like you know, if I'm gone next minute, like I had fun, right? It was great. I don't want to leave any regrets or knowing that, oh, I should have done that, I shouldn't do this, right? So that's like kind of my attitude. So every moment like I will try my best to cherish it and then like just make sure like you know this is the right thing, and then like a better positive attitude towards it, right? But everybody do it differently, you know, because like sometimes you know even for me like I'll still get upset, still get like depressed and stuff, you know, and then like back home my friends is like ranting about it. It's like life sucks, you know, even though like there's way many better like things I could do and stuff, right? But yeah, as you say, you know, like for some other people maybe it was sad that you know he found really tired, want to enjoy life, but it was too late, right? So
Yeah.
yeah.
I think what Obama is saying, balance is important.
Yeah.
That's like the takeaway, right? Like trying to
I'm just I'm enjoying the chat, you know.
Ted's everywhere. Ted's everywhere.
Yeah, I'm everywhere. Can't escape from me.
So I'm out of questions. I like to close out with a lighthearted question, which is well, last question, right? But
Yeah.
what do you think your purpose is in life?
A purpose in life? What was that phrase? Live life and love or what?
YOLO?
No. Purpose in life. I think like there is more like there's stuff I want to do and I want to like try in life. Purpose in life, I think just enjoy, like living every moment, cherish it as long as you have it. Like don't be like get upset when you like when you had it, you didn't like cherish it, and when it was gone, it was too late, right? So like when you hang out with me, you can probably always tell like, oh, like if I want something, I want it. Like I just want it to happen right now because I don't know what's gonna happen next. So that's my attitude to it. Like purpose of life, like there's no purpose, there's purpose, but like it's all dependent on you, right? How you want to set your own goal, like what makes you happy and what makes you you and what makes you better, right? Not because how someone else is like seeing you, but it's just more like you to your own self, like challenge. That's how I see like the purpose of life for that. And just play a lot of video games, eat a lot of like fast food, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Oof asked another question, which is probably
yeah.
good. If you want, I'll hit it first. But either way, what do you think your biggest regret in life is?
My biggest regret. Um, my biggest regret probably like cash out Ethereum. Or not buying when it was that dip, or like sell my other ape at point 0.5 ETH. I don't really regret it, it was still a win. To be honest, I feel like for me, like when I make a decisions, I don't really regret it. And then like, oh, also I probably already recovered from like past mistake I made. So like, was there regret at that time? Yes, but I outgrowing and then like learn how to like do better. So it was more like a learning experience to me. So it wasn't like a regret or anything. Like, but definitely there's some stuff that I don't want to leave any regret to, right? So for example, like I want to spend more time with my family and my parents, and also whenever they call, they text, I'll try my best to like reply right away. I always pick up the phone call. So like I want to make sure I don't want to leave any regrets, right? So in the past regret, I feel like I probably outgrow it and then learn from it. So I can't really think of one right now. But recently, yeah, NFT, there's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you though?
So to what you said, so I don't know if people realize this, but my last name is like actually Savage. So like my dad, Papa Savage, has a saying which is there's no mistakes in life, just lessons, right? And so
Yeah.
so long as you learn from it, that's good. I think as far as like a regret goes, like I was thinking about it while you're talking, and I think it's probably that I got picked on a lot in like elementary school and middle school,
Hmm.
and it caused like not like anxiety, but I was like crippled of like not wanting to get picked on. So then like I wouldn't do things or say things or like whatever
Yeah.
for fear of like some kind of like retribution or like getting picked on kind of thing. And
Yeah.
through high school, I kind of got to this point where it's like a lot more YOLO and just like, whatever, this is just me, right? And so if you're gonna say shit, like just water off the back. And so just getting I don't know, any kind of like crippled or like paralyzed by like other people, like they're not gonna remember it. They're not gonna regret it. They're not gonna care. Like I think an example of that is like Demi Moore got picked on and it caused her like to have like eating issues, right? Like an eating
Yeah.
disorder. And she like called her as part of her like I don't know, one of the steps of her like healing program for her addiction. And she called the person and they were like, "Oh my God, it's Demi Moore." And they're like, she's just like, "Yeah, but you picked on me." And they're like, "Oh, I don't remember. Like, how's everything? You're so famous and all this stuff." And it's just like this like fundamental
Yeah.
thing that like caused her to have like an eating disorder and like problems throughout her whole life. Like
Hmm.
that other person never remembered. And so it's just kind of like
Yeah.
you just move on, right? Like it's just like people are just
Yeah.
saying shit from like either they have an issue or they're just being mean.
Yeah, so like for me, one thing is like it's pretty hard to like make me like angry, like piss at stuff or like get like like really angry at stuff. Like it's pretty hard to do it. You guys can try, but like because like at the end of the day, I always know that like it's always gonna be you who care the most that's gonna damage yourself. Like the other people just move on and like they do their own thing. Even though sometimes it really sucks. Like you don't understand why these people come to your life and then instead of bringing good energy, they're just trying to hurt you and bring you down. Like maybe they have a shitty life or something, right? So I learned trying to forgive them and then like see from their perspective, maybe, but like I definitely like remind myself like, oh, you gotta move on. Like this got nothing to do with you. They just like a sad person like trying to like bring bad juju for you. That's how you say bad juju. Yeah, yeah. So but which is hard, right? Because I growing up, I believe like, everybody have different traumatized like past, and stuff that could really like hurt you, right? So we always joke about stuff like that, just trying to feel like better. But at the same time, yeah, it is good to like listen to your friend and actually, have them open out and like talk about it. Maybe you can help them out too. You never know that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
thank you so much for the time, man. RJ said
Oh
we
yeah.
want to piss you off to not pass you the ball in 2K.
Oh my god. Okay, so we and the boys would play 2K20, 2K19. Dude, we got so angry at each other, just start yelling like, "You're so stupid at this game." Yeah, and then that was like, "Hey, 2K22 just came out." I was like, "Dude, that game made me depressed. I don't want to play it." They're like, "Come on, we need one more." And I was like, "God damn it, I might get it tonight." But there's other games on like Steam you can play too. Phasmophobia or Pickle Trigger or whatever this one is. It's like pretty funny. But yeah, man, like thanks for having me from the talk. I don't know if we had a topic or thing going on, but I felt like we just like had a fun conversation here and there.
Yeah, I just want people
Yeah.
to, get to know you and meet you and, who's the real Ted kind of thing, you know?
Oh yeah, just wait till like we maybe like after the channel grow bigger, we go like Nifty NYC, like you got one of those like camera with the back battery, go like live stream, and I'll be like drunk in the background, just like woo. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you everybody for the time. Appreciate it. And thanks,
Yeah.
Ted. Looking
Yeah.
forward
Thank
to
you.
NYFT NYC.
Okay. Bye.
Peace.